Righty, a grounding practice, opening up the pelvis, very much getting into that sort of grounded state, out of the head into the body. So have your props nearby. We are going to need either a bolster or you could use a firm pillow, a squab off the sofa, that would do. I've got a strap as well. I'm going to use a strap, and I always like to have a blanket nearby. So we're going to just start actually just lying on our tummies. So come down onto your mat and just take one hand on top of the other hand and let your forehead just drop down on the back of your hands. So you're pressing into that third eye point between your brows, and just move your feet a bit. So swivel on the tops of the feet and let your heels go in and out. So you can feel the hip bones moving in the hip sockets. And then just drop those heels out and let your toes drop inwards. Have your feet quite wide. And just rock your pelvis from side to side. So you're massaging across your belly. And I'm going to get you to take slow ujjayi breaths in through the back of your nostrils. And just let your breath flow out of your mouth. Be very conscious here of starting to relax the muscles of your face. So the pressure of your hands against the forehead, between the brows, just letting the muscles there be very relaxed. Make sure the creases on the sides of your eyes are softening. And your cheeks feel really kind of floppy, relaxed. And your lower jaw softens away from your upper jaw as you exhale. Now imagining the breath is filling up into the lower part of your lungs first. So go down into the lower part of the back of your lungs in your mind's eye. Just stop the rocking now. Just let your belly be relaxed against the ground. Really focusing on expanding the lower part of your rib cage outwards. Visualizing the bottom of your lungs, at the back in particular, slowing your inhalation down. So it's almost like the inhalation is scraping at the bottom of those lungs. Well, we have endorphin receptors. The endorphins are our happy hormones, our feel-good hormones. So a slow 3-part breath in. So we start down here, we expand the breath out into our rib cage, and then it comes up towards the top of the lungs. And every little bit of breath is pouring out. Complete emptying of the lungs. Noticing how your belly presses into the ground as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, the belly comes towards your spine. It's like a massage. Every single breath is a massage into the pelvic organs, into the intestines. So let your belly be really relaxed. If you've just joined us, give your hips a rock from side to side, massage into your lower back, giving your whole body a bit of a jiggle. And then just settling, just enjoying for a moment the feeling of the front of your body pressing into the ground. This is a very soothing posture to come into. If you're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, with the chin drawn in, it's almost impossible to not go into that ujjayi breath. And just listening to the sound of the breath. Focusing on slowing and expanding the breath into those lower lobes of the bottoms of the lungs. Toes turned in, heels turned out, opens the back of the pelvis. So a lot of our tension is held here. So we immediately start to just soften, relax, calm. Very good. I'm going to get you to stretch your left hand out in front of you and pull your right elbow down to your right knee. So bring your right knee up, pull your right elbow down and stretch out through the left side, toes and fingers stretching out. So you're like this. So we're going to do some mud creature walking. And then you stretch out the right side and you pull the left side in. So we get this fantastic fascial stretch underneath the skin surface. So I call this the mud creature because I'm imagining that I'm one of those mud creatures crawling my way to the edge of the pond. Beginning of evolution as we came out of the waters. Came onto the land. So we want to stretch one side and contract the other side of the body. Letting yourself just kind of slide over the mat. Mobilizing. Just turning your head as well. Get a bit of movement into the neck. Actually moving into a mini twist through the upper back. Opening up into the armpits, great for the lymph. Beautiful. Come back onto your tummy. Take your hands by your shoulders, elbows squeezed in like a cricket, tops of the feet on the ground, pressing into the ground. Push your feet into the ground and let your knees suck up off the ground and then drop them again. And then push your feet into the ground, knees suck up. Now take a deep breath in. We're focusing on the lower lobes of the lungs again. We're filling the lungs, and just allow your chest to rise up a bit as we fill the lungs. And then exhale, come back down again. So the breath in means tops of the feet pushing the ground, knees suck up, elbows suck in, back sucks upwards, and then we release back down. So in my mind's eye, I have one of those hot air balloons that are lying down on the ground, and you're imagining a bit of the air is being put into the balloon and it's just starting to lift up a little bit, and then the air is released and it comes back down. And one more time. Up and down. Now take your arms in front of you, Sphinx pose, and we're just going to pull the forearms back towards us as we let the chest draw forward. Drop one shoulder, look over the other shoulder, rinse. Inhale into the center, drop the other way, rinse. So if we've been at the desk a lot this week, great to allow those shoulders to get back into the back of the sockets. Release tension. Now come back into the center. Take the arms a bit wider, so still in that cactus shape. Leave your left arm where it is. Take your right fingers and slide them down to where your right elbow was. Yeah, so now your right elbow is sticking up towards the ceiling. Now push your right fingers into the mat or into the ground. Push them so that you roll up and your right hip comes off the ground, and you bend your right knee and you draw it up a little bit and you just look over your shoulder. Now you want to drop the inside of the left shoulder and armpit down towards the ground so that it's a stretch here. Pectoral muscles and just into the front of the shoulder here. So don't push too hard. We want to drape. Kind of just allow the muscles to drop towards the ground. It's a fabulous way to just rinse out accumulated tension around the shoulders, around the neck. Breathe in, breathe out, go down. Other side, so elbows evenly out from the shoulders. Move your left fingers now down to where your left elbow was. Left elbow up towards the ceiling. Pushing fingers into the ground. Rolling onto your right hip. Left knee comes up slightly. And now we drape the inside of that right shoulder towards the ground. Looking up over the left shoulder towards the ceiling. Breathing in. Breathe out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Good. Now roll your shoulders up towards your ears. Fingers are down by your pelvis. And drop them back. So we're going to massage forward, up, back, down. Like a train wheel. Forward, up, back, down. Chest will come off the ground a little bit. Tops of the feet are on the ground. Forward, back. And now leave them in the back of the sockets and pull your fingers down towards your toes. Just hold here for a moment. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then squeeze your bum muscles and just let your legs come up off the ground a little bit if possible, yeah? So it might be just toenails down the ground, heels feel like they're coming up. Want to feel those glutes activating. Little pulse here. Keeping the upper back muscles activated, chin is tucked in, crown of the head is rocketing forward. We're just getting those glutes to squeeze so feet come a little bit off the ground. That's what we're looking for. And drop. Good. Just make sure those little glutes are working. We'll let them go. Take your right hand back underneath your forehead. Rest your forehead. And now bending into that left knee, see if you can grab hold of your left foot. You might need your strap to put around your ankle, yeah? So if you've got a strap, you might hold the strap around your foot, around the ankle here. If you're grabbing your foot, try to get your ankle rather than your toes. You can take your knees a bit further apart if need be. And our shoulder needs to be in the back of the socket, not up here, although otherwise we'll pull our shoulder. So right up and then down and back. All right, so rock your hips again, little massage. Now start to press the pelvis into the ground, opening up into the bikini line and getting a good stretch in the front of the thigh. And I'm going to get you to breathe in through the back of the nostrils, ujjayi breath in, hum the breath out. So that lovely buzzy bee breath out as you press the pubic bone, the bikini line into the ground, opening up, strong stretch into the thigh muscles, very grounding with the Brahmahari buzzy bee breath. So nice breath in. Good. Do another one of those buzzy bee breaths. This time, just massage across the thigh. So take your ankle and rainbow it. So move it from one side to the other, massaging the stretch right across the front of your thigh into those quadricep muscles. Lovely. Letting go of that foot, just giving it a tap. Let it be relaxed. And notice how much longer that leg feels than the right side. So this time, taking the left hand under the shoulder, under the forehead, taking the right shoulder up and back, up and back, up and back and down. Leave it there. Bending that knee. Again, use your strap if need be. And then we're going to start just to push downwards. Pubic bone, hip flexor area, down into the ground. Opening up into the thigh. Breathing in, buzzy bee breath out. Breathing in this time as you breathe out, moving the foot from side to side. One more breath out. Good, and just let go of that foot, give it a tap. And just noticing again, pausing here, noticing again with heels flopping out, toes drawn in. How much longer your legs feel. Notice if there's any ease in your lower back here. Since we've opened up in the psoas muscles and they attach into the lower back, hopefully they feel it feels a bit more easeful. Let's just come onto our backs now. Have your bolster close by and your strap. Okay, so bending knees, feet underneath knees, toes straight forward. Start by just massaging your pelvis back and forward. So we're just doing a nice little pulse here, back and forward. Going into lower back, rocking as if we're doing cat and cow on hands and knees. And I'm going to get you to do a couple of sort of 30 seconds or so relatively quickly, and we'll slow this down. So just massaging here. That's it. Okay, so let's slow it down. And pressing the lower back into the ground, we're getting a little bit of a scoop here. And then we're letting the pelvis lift up. As the pelvis lifts up, we're pushing into the heels. And then we're just letting go. The pubic bone drops down towards the ground. We get a little arch in the lower back. And then the other way, the pubic bone comes up, the back flattens into the ground, we push into the heels, and we just come up a little bit. And then we relax down and we get that arch just in the lower back here. So let's do that. Slow up and then down. Hip bones lifting, hip bones dropping, lifting, and then dropping. We're coming up a little bit higher now. So push into the heels as we roll up the back a bit higher and then down, and then pushing into the heels, rolling up a bit higher, coming up so that we are onto the shoulders. We just hold it here. Push the heels into the ground. Send the knees away from you. Glutes are active. We're stretching the front of the thighs again, feeling as if those knees are drawing away, and then draw your shoulders just underneath your body slightly. Palms facing down. If it feels comfortable to interlace your hands, do that. Hands, if you've got your hands interlaced, hands and forearms into the ground. Again, slide those knees away from you. Push your heels into the ground. Take a smooth breath in through your nostrils. And imagine the breath is coming up through the heart center, out to your shoulders. Feeling the rise and fall of your belly. And taking the arms out, shoulders out, and very slowly, one vertebra at a time, we're going to come down very, very slowly. So it feels like we're pulling the vertebra apart as we come down. And then just taking hands on the lower belly in a triangle shape like that. So thumbs together, fingers down, close the eyes, letting the muscles around your spine settle into the ground. And as you breathe here, feel the breath expanding between your sitting bones. Feel your lower belly rising, expanding outwards. So focusing more with your mind's eye in the pelvic floor and the sitting bones separating. And then just also the sense of your hands right down around your bladder and womb space. And letting the jaw be nice and relaxed. Again, noticing if there's any tension creeping back around your eyes, between your brows, and if so, just very consciously softening your face. Okay, arms out to the side, feet a bit wider, dropping the knees from side to side. So doing that window wiping action. So now we are taking the stretch a bit more into the sides of the legs and into the inside of the knee. So we've got this one very long muscle, longest muscle in the body that goes from the inside of the knee right up over the thigh and into the pelvis. So as you drop down, we're pressing the inside of the knee into the ground. It's called the sartorius muscle, and just visualize it opening up and over to the other side, pressing the attachment point of that muscle down into the ground, and then feeling that opening stretch going right up into the pelvis. And that's right. Again, stiff hips, lower back grottiness. This is a good one to do. And back again. Let's just take those knees up and rock from side to side so you can feel the back of the pelvis. Let your jaw be nice and relaxed. We're going to gently draw those knees apart and massage the ankles around. So we've got this full moon energy, incredible full moon at the moment. So just imagine that moon is above you. And this very, very strong, cooling energy pouring down on top of you right now. So as you breathe, expand your body, receive. Massaging those feet around. Good. Bring your right knee slightly up and just drop your left toes to the ground here. And then take your left arm above your head, and we're going to, bit by bit, stretch the toes and the fingers as far apart from each other as possible. So tiny bit at a time. So we want to get it's like a crepe bandage, and you're just very slowly pulling it into full extension here. So bit by bit. Relaxed jaw, use Ujjayi breath. Making that lovely soft Darth Vader sound with the inhalation. And either letting the breath out through soft lips or breathing out through the nostrils. See if you can take your fingers and toes over to the right side a little bit. So we're going into a full half moon shape. Crescent moon shape, crescent moon. That's the way. Take the other knee back up again. Take a moment here, rocking from side to side. Imagine you're directly underneath that very large supermoon energy. Cooling, grounding. Other side. So dropping the right toe onto the ground, little toe edge. Take the hand above your head, just lazy kind of flop for the moment. And then a little breath in, pause. A little breath in, pause. As you breathe out, inching slowly with the breath. So the movement is infused by the breath. And then come into your full stretch. And then maybe drift fingers and toes over to the left side. Use your breath. Visualize the muscle fibers being filled with this beautiful moon white light. The prana, the life force, is being magnified by our deep pranayama, the breathing, and then slowly coming back. Oh, good. Rock from side to side again. Now, option to take the bolster underneath your pelvis now, or a folded blanket. So I might just use folded blanket actually. So it's a bit high, but not high. A little bit higher, just underneath the pelvis, so the lower back is dropping off. Yeah, so just underneath the pelvis, a little bit of height here, a little bit of a dropping off of the organs off the pelvic floor. Right ankle on top of left knee, drawing the left knee in so it gets stretch into the glutes, opening up those sitting bones. Just let yourself sort of massage into the pelvis, little rocking from side to side. See if you can draw that knee a bit more in. Now to go deeper into the hip joint, take your hand just above your right knee, grab hold of the flesh just above the knee and gently kind of draw it outwards, so externally rotating, and then slightly push the right hip down into the ground. So it's a much deeper stretch into the hip. And then we're going to rock again, so let go of the thigh, rock again. Take the little toe edge and just drop it down towards the ground. Little toe edge of the left foot, drop it down. See if you can rock over a bit more and feel the deeper stretch into the hip area. Maybe turn the head so you're looking over the right shoulder. Coming back into the center, and the other side, getting into that figure 4 stretch. So drawing the knee in, deep opening into the glute here. Maybe taking the hand just above the knee. So you grab hold of the flesh just above the knee here and gentle drawing out, external rotation. So we go right deep into the hip joint. Now, often shoulders will start to creep up towards ears. So breathe in and then go, let your shoulders slide down, down, down. And then a little rocking from side to side. And little toe edge down to the ground. Again, or deep down here. Maybe turning the head. That's it. Good, coming back. Grabbing hold of your strap and hooking the strap around the balls of the feet. Now, make sure that the strap's not around the arch of the foot, it's around the balls of the feet. Now, push your feet up towards the ceiling, heels leading the press, and then just bend the knees again. Then do that a couple of times. So you're just kind of pushing up through the heels. Toes are spread apart. Balls of the feet are now being pulled down. So we'll just rest here for a moment and let the weight of your legs press into the pelvis. Now start to push the back of your pelvis into your blanket, pulling the balls of the feet towards you gently. So we're not like, we're just sort of gently letting the arms draw those toes down. Heels pushing away, and we are sucking the femurs back into the back of the hip joints, and then pushing the whole of the pelvis down into our folded blanket. Toes are slightly in, heels are slightly out, yeah? So if we were standing, we'd be in a very, very slight kind of pigeon. Sitting bones are wide. Yes, this is the objective, to get the sitting bones wide. Now, see if we can take the feet a little bit wide on the strap. Slide them a little bit wider. Keep the toes in slightly, heels slightly out. So our sitting bones are, again, wide. Pause here. Just going to slide my hands down the strap a bit more. Keep pressing the back of the pelvis into your blanket. And then let's see if we can go a little bit wider still. Tiny bit wider with those legs. Back of the pelvis. Both thigh bones sucking back into your pelvis. Back of the pelvis into the ground. Chin is tucking in to the back of the head, pressing into the ground. Maybe a tiny bit wider with the legs. See how you're feeling. Balls of the feet drawing towards you, heels pushing away, thigh bones sucking back into the pelvis, back at the pelvis, pushing into the ground. Good, and then just bend the knees. You might have to wind your hands back up the belt a bit. Bend the knees down to the armpits, and then see if you can still tilt the tail, your tailbone, back down towards the ground. So rather than sort of letting yourself come into this more of a hinged position, keep the back of your pelvis pushing down. So your back is as straight as possible. And you're really spreading your sitting bones apart. Going into the inner thighs, right into the groin, right into that, the back part of the pelvic area where a lot of tension is held. And we're consciously pressing the back of our shoulders into the ground. So we have those oxytocin receptors here. So feel the back of your shoulders melting into the ground. Back of the head, ridge of the head, melting into the ground. Jaw release, loose. That's it. Slide the feet back together. And just release the legs from that. And give yourself a little twist from side to side. So you might come out, let's just take that blanket away, actually. Give ourselves a nice releasing twist. So great for our digestion, and all the nerves of the body connecting into the spine just helps us to get into the body. Let your knees drift apart as we come to the other side. A little twist here. Good. So we've done a lot of kind of opening. So now we're going to do a little bit of switching on. Take your bolster under your pelvis. If you've got a bolster, use that. If you've got just a firm pillow, use that. If you've got bricks, use bricks and maybe put your blanket on top. So just underneath the pelvis as opposed to underneath the lower back. Take a moment so we can just feel those psoas muscles. They go from the inner thigh here, they go through the hip flexors. You can feel them at the, just inside the hip bones. There's a ropey muscle. You can feel those are your psoas muscles. They go through the pelvic floor. So the pelvic floor is nice to relax now. So these guys will be given the cue to relax. And then they go through the diaphragm. So the more we breathe down here, the more we are able to release tension in the psoas. And then they attach into our lower back here. So in this position, gravity is allowing that insertion point in the lower back to soften. And all the stuff that we did on our tummies, that was allowing these muscles to soften. So when we feel very in our heads and anxious and overwhelmed, it can be very helpful to connect back in with these psoas muscles to do a bit of work on this grounding here. Now, this position is also fantastic for prolapse, taking whether it's the rectocele or a cytocele or the uterine, dropping down, taking those organs away from the pelvic floor, dropping them back into position, but especially at the back of the pelvis, the rectocele. So I'm going to get you to do some pelvic floor lifts now, so activations. Knees pretty wide. We're going to blow the breath out of the mouth, activate right up through the vagina, and then in your mind's eye, feel the anus drawing in and upwards. So we get the sucking sensation all around. Sideways starts to come in as well. And then breathe in and let everything relax. Breathe out, sucking in and up. And breathing in, we're unzipping those tight high-waisted jeans, letting it all go. Breathing in, zipping those tight high-waisted jeans up. Sorry, did I say breathing? Breathing out. And then breathing in to relax. Now, if you have been doing the full Uddiyana Bandha breath with me in the past, we'll do that now. So if you haven't, don't know what I'm talking about, maybe just keep doing what we're doing now, breathing out to zip up, breathing in to relax. If you'd like to try, this is like a suction breath. We breathe out completely as we suck upwards, so no breath is left. And then you leave the breath out and you just widen your rib cage to the side. So you feel like your rib cage is opening like an umbrella. And you get a scoop, a bit more of a suction scoop. Diaphragm is pulled up even more, pelvic diaphragm is pulled up even more, organs are sucked upwards. And then just let your belly go. You might have a little bit more puff of breath you've got to let go, and then just let your organs relax, let everything relax. Take a couple of regular breaths. And we might try that again. So breathing out completely, all the breath out. Widen the ribcage. And let it go. So if you're doing the full Uddiyana Bandha breath kind of properly, you'll feel a suction up here as well. So around the clavicles. So of course the lungs attach up here. So we're taking all of the breath out and we're sucking everything upwards. Fantastic. Okay, let's just take those arms and legs up towards the ceiling. Massage feet, massage hands. Give it all a jiggle. I find this one of the most grounding things to do of all, because you're just kind of getting into your body. Your whole body feels the lovely vibration after we've done these rinsing, whether we're standing or we're doing this version. Lovely way just to release physical tension. All right, take your feet down, take your bolster out from underneath you, take yourself into a little ball. I'm just going to rock and roll upwards along the spine. Rock and roll, rock and roll, rock and roll, and let yourself flop over your bolster. Head dropping, knees bent. Breathing in and out into those lower lobes. And then slowly rolling your way up. Okay, we have got time for this. I'm going to get you to, now Claire, you're going to do this one on your back, okay? So you're going to be doing this on your back. So the rest of you are coming up. You might need to use your bolster here to hold on. Take your right knee in front of your left knee, and you want to have your feet out to the sides, yeah, on the other side of your mat. And you want to push the back knee into the front knee. And as you do that, feel the sucking up around the pelvic floor. So into the vagina, feel the sitting bones drawn towards each other. And do a little puffy breath out. And then we're going to drop back, so you're rolling backwards, and we're opening the sitting bones, and we're getting a deep stretch into glutes and into hips. Okay, so we're rocking from here and then forward. Now the front knee is on the ground. Back knee is pushing into the front knee, and we're sucking upwards through the pelvic floor, and we're getting a little scoop through the lower belly. And then we're dropping back. And we're opening up. So we're going in and out of cow pose. Squeeze, activation of pelvic floor muscles. And then drop back. Opening up. Alrighty. Let's just unfurl from that side. Drop your hips from side to side. And then we'll go on to the other side. So left knee in front, right knee behind, toes out to the side. These are your cow ears, yeah, floppy ears. So first of all, push the back knee into the front knee, suck up through the pelvic floor, feel your sitting bones drawn towards each other slightly, and then rocking back, stretching into the back of the pelvic floor. Coming forward, press the back of the knee into the front knee, squeeze, lift, scoop your lower belly, and then drop back. So we're working very, very deep into the pelvic bowl here, going into obturatus and turnus, these muscles that hold the levator ani, help hold your organs in place. And then drop back. Whew. Very good. Unwind for a moment. Now, bring your bolster closer, tuck your toes. We'll just come into camel to sort out our posture for the day. So first of all, backward swimming. Look at your hands as you backward swim. We want to mobilize the whole of the shoulder girdle. And then, with your shoulders in the back of the sockets, heels of the hands on your pelvis, fingers going down, tuck your toes. Now, press your shins and your knees downwards. And then lift your heart center and your pubic bone up towards the ceiling. And let your elbows draw towards each other. So just like when we came into our bridge, we're stretching the front line of the body by pushing the knees down and the heart up and shoulders out. So you don't drop your head all the way back, you just have your chin slightly up. And as you breathe through your nostrils, feel the front line of the body lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. Feel your glutes slightly active. And then crown of the head lifts, lifts, lifts. So feel like a string is lifting the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Come back into the center, draw the chin straight back. So we have that lovely stretch in the back of the neck. Base the ribcage drops down slightly. And just take a moment here so you can feel aligned. Beautiful. Now try to keep this. And we're just going to come and sit. And I'm going to invite you to try to sit in cow pose. So that is right knee in front of left knee, feet out to the side. Now you can put your bolster, the edge of your bolster, just under your bum. Yeah, see how that is. If that feels, I can't really feel the stretch, try the edge of your blanket instead. So that might slide underneath. Sitting bones like that. Yeah, and you might be right down on the ground. But so we just want enough height so that, yes, we can feel the stretch in our bum, but it's not, we're not dying here, okay? Now, if this just doesn't feel like it's ever going to happen in this lifetime, please just come and sit cross-legged. Or if you like Virasana, which is that pose where you're sitting on the edge of the bolster and you're not W sitting, but you're like this with your calves out to the side. That's also a really great one. This is super grounding and it's deep work into the pelvic bowl. So we've got our little cow ears here, our feet. Take your thumbs, push just into that bit underneath the ball of the foot, where the ball of the foot meets the arch of the foot. Just give it a little press there. Push down hard and relax your hips as you push down. Yeah, so as you push down, putting pressure into the foot, this activates the parasympathetic nervous system. Acupressure point, used a lot in birthing. Okay. Alrighty, now my strap's actually a bit too far away for me to grab. If you have your strap close by, then use that. We're going to open up the arms as well at the same time. So taking the left, so right knee on top, left arm up, elbow back. If you have your strap, hold the strap. Other arm out, drop the shoulder down, turn the hand, draw it behind you. I'm just going to have to grab my top, inch fingers towards each other, and then you want to draw your elbows back and your shoulders down. Now, breathe in so that you're lifting the breath up your spine to the crown of your head, and then breathe out. And as you breathe out, you're relaxing very consciously. Relax your face, shoulders. Let that relaxation flow down your pelvis into the ground. Breathing up, centering your breath up your spine. And as you breathe out, it's a very conscious softening down. Good. See if you can unwind. Shoulders. Take those feet out in front. Give the knees a swivel. We're doing some deep work in those hips. And other side. So I'm just going to come forward for this time. Left knee in front, right knee behind. Walking your way back. You might find that this side you do need a bit more height. See how you go. All right. Okay. We've done our... Actually, I'm just going to do another little pressure. It's amazing how as soon as your brain goes, oh, another sensation, and you're pushing into this acupressure point, can you feel how the hips kind of soften a bit? It's like a little bit like here, I'm focused on my hips. Here, brain goes to feet. Hips don't feel it so much. All right, let's take that right arm up, drop it down. Left arm behind you. Arm out, fingers down. Thumb down, sorry. And then walk the fingers towards each other as soon as you've gone to your capacity. Elbows back, shoulders down. Now a breath is like that, right up to the crown of the head. So keep that lovely posture we just set with camel pose. And then your exhalation is an internal exhalation, and it's a sighing breath out, and it is a softening from your face down through your shoulders, down through the torso and into the hips. So we want to have we want to have a cow face doing cow pose. The more we relax the face and look really gormless and just go, oh, normally traditionally you do a mooing breath out. Moo, like that, because the relaxation of the facial muscles and the moo, it's just like birthing, creates this opening in the pelvic area. Moo. Very good. Unwinding from that, just come and sit. Give your legs a shake. Come and sit normally. Let your pelvis massage around in a circle. Great job, well done. Other direction. That's the way. Let your head and shoulders massage around. Unfill one direction, other direction. And then restack head absolutely perfectly on top of neck. So feel your spine coming into its natural curves. Have your hands just resting on your knees and closing the eyes and imagining in your mind's eye that huge supermoon is right above your head. And the white light is pouring down around you like a spotlight. And imagining that light is infusing into your body, feeling just underneath the skin surface of the whole of your body, tapping into the prana, the life force, that the movement we've been doing today, the breath we've been doing, is opening up our nadi channels, our energy channels, allowing the natural flow of energy just to be amplified. And imagine this is being amplified even more by this very, very intense supermoon energy. This white light is infusing into the body, and your inner light is flowing out. So there is a pulse, an exchange, an amplification. And just noticing your breath moving in and out of your vessel, and mentally saying to this body vessel of yours, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful. Let's take the fingers out to the side, turn the palms to face the moon, that moon energy. Feel the palms being filled with this white, vibrant light. As you inhale, drawing the fingers up towards the ceiling, opening the palms, and then draw the palms towards each other. Lift the eye gaze up, hold the top of the breath, making you looking straight up at the moon, and then let it go. Fantastic.